Okay, so it is currently the next day, and I think I found why our starter's not working, because this is the ground wire for the truck and it is completely corroded. So this might be one of the reasons why it's not wanting to go. So I'm going to clean this off, clean that part off, and then we'll see how this goes again. Okay, let's try it this time. And nothing. Okay, so that means the starter's good, the ground's good. Yep. Hold on. Nope, okay. That was for something else. Okay, so that means that it's probably got to do something with the actual ignition switch. So we're going to trace the wire that goes from this to the starter and see if that's getting power. Okay, so this wire right here, this is the wire that sends power from the ignition to the starter. So I'm going to leave this out here. I'm going to put my voltmeter up to it and we'll see if we get anything from it. Okay, so I've got it grounded directly to the truck. I've got that held up. So now whenever I turn the key, we should get voltage right here. So okay, I'm not sure if we had a good ground this time, so I put the ground directly to the battery, the negative terminal of the battery. Now we should see what it is. Okay, so by the condition of that, I'm convinced that that starter is not getting power from the ignition. So I'm going to have to trace this wire all the way back, or if I'm lucky, this might have fuses. Could it actually be that simple? Okay, so this wire goes all the way up to here. See it moving? So it's this wire right here. I might need to check that, but I'm gonna come over here. So this wire right here goes in here, probably down here to here. I wonder. Oh, there is a fuse box. Oh, hopefully. Wait a second. Park stop, traffic, wiper. Wait a second. Okay, I'm gonna have to do some research, but wait a second. Is it just? Is it really? Nope. Okay, I'm gonna have to dig some research into this, but we'll come back to it later. Okay, so there doesn't seem to be anything actually wrong with the fuse in it. But one of the easier things to check is the actual ignition itself, which, so this right here is the ignition key, and I already see something. Hold on. Look at this wire. That, oh my, okay, I think I might have found Found the problem here. That wire is a mess. Look at that. Look at that red wire. Holy crap. And it's actually touching the one next to it. Okay, I think this is definitely the problem. Okay. Okay, so I've hooked that wire back up to the starter, and I'm going to turn the key and move this around and see if I can get any life into it. So here we go. Okay, so I'm deciding I'm going to take the ignition out of this truck, and there's quite a way to do this. Now I'm going to take the key here. I'm going to put it in, but, oops, hold on. Technical difficulties. Right, so as I was saying, I'm going to put the ignition key in, but instead of turning it to the right, I'm going to go to the left. And you see that little tiny hole right there? Now I'm going to use this little tiny pick right here, and if I can get in there, if I can get it and push it in. Okay, I'm gonna have to put you guys down. Okay, so I have to go find something a bit smaller because that little screwdriver that I had didn't want to work. So, and again, little tiny thing. I just need for that to go in, and this should pull out. There she is. There's the barrel. Okay. So, now that that's out, we need to unscrew this. Now, there is a special tool to get this out, but I don't have one of those, so I'm going to use these. Now, what I'm going to do here is, there's 3 little slots right here. I'm going to put this into at least 2 of those, and hopefully, ow, yes, and it's out. Now with that out, this should, whoop. Okay, I'm going to keep that. And here is our ignition switch. Okay, so with all the research that I've done, it's actually going to be easier just to replace the entire ignition switch. Just the entire thing. So, then that means new wires and all. So, that's what we're going to have to do. So, this video is on pause until then. Boots, what are you doing? Okay, so I've got one ordered, but it is not going to be here till Sunday. Which means I've got to pause this video for a day and a half. Yay! it's Thursday. Probably gonna have a video out today, but it's gonna be very short. But either way, this truck ain't getting a good ground, like at all. None of the lights are coming on, none of the lights on the dashboard. I've got no ground. Even with the jump box on it, I've got no ground. I've checked the negative terminal, that's good. The engine to chassis ground on this side, I've checked, that's fine. So there's another ground on here, somewhere at the back that I need to check, and that's gonna be a pain. So we're gonna have to find where that is. So I do not see any connections here. Is this supposed to be one? Is that supposed to be one? Huh. That one's supposed to be one. There's supposed to be a ground that goes from the back of the block to the cab, and I'm not seeing it. Oh wait, nope. Oh. Ouch. I do not see a ground wire on this side either. That's the starter. Wait. Wait a second. Hold on. Hold on a minute. Is not that. Is that? Is that what the ground's supposed to be? I think I might know why I'm not getting the ground. I don't see any engine to cab ground. I don't see any. So I've done a bit of research, and there's supposed to be a ground wire that goes from the block to the frame on the right side, just below, on the passenger side, just below the head. And I don't see one. Yep, so this is the right side. That's the cylinder head. Don't focus on my finger. This is the cylinder head. There's supposed to be a ground wire on the back side here, and I do not see a ground. I do not see a ground wire. So maybe that's why we've not got power anywhere. Okay, so it is a little while later, but I do have the new plugs and we're going to start putting them in. So I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way with this. Now they said the spark plug gap is supposed to be anywhere between 0.030 and 0.045. Because this engine's making quite a bit more power, I'm going to go for the bigger gap, hopefully because it's going to need that much with how much power this thing's making. So we're going to go with the bigger one, and I can finally get all these tape out of here. I've got masking tape over the holes so that no condensation or anything can come out of it. So with that, I've got my first plug right here. Right here, real old-fashioned, white with the black. That's what we need. Yep. And I've got my gap tool here, and we've got 0.045. So this plug is now good to go in. I'm going to do that with the rest of them. I'm going to put you guys in hyperlapse so you don't have to watch me do all this. Right, so that back one, still a pain in the butt, but all the plugs are in. Everything like that is done. I'm pretty sure I kept the doors locked in here, but why do I have cat prints all over my windshield? I don't know. All the doors are shut. I don't know how a cat's getting in here. That's 100% cats. So, I don't know. Okay, that's probably going to have to do it for this week. This video is very short. I'm very sorry. But I was out of action for well over 3 or 4 days. So, that is my fault. Anyway, we'll gloss over that. I would like to be a bit further along with this than I am right now, but luckily I think I now know everything that's going on. I now know what we need to do to fix it. So even though we are behind, we are on the right track. So hopefully this all can get further along. I'd like to get the engine done at least by the end of this month, so I can at least do the driveline next month and maybe the inside next month. That's kind of my whole plan of attack here. But yeah, I need to be a bit further along in this next week. But now that I'm getting better, we should be all good. So anyway, I'm sorry this video is short. I'll make up for the next one. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.